Hi Sofia and Sarah, Daddy here again. How are you today? Today Daddy got a book I borrowed from the library. Okay. And this book is called... Okay, but before that, where's Luna? Luna! Luna! Come here! Luna! Luna! Yeah! Luna is here! Luna is here. Hi! Say hi kakak! Hi kakak! There, kakak there. Okay, so today Daddy got a story for you. I borrowed from the library, and I think this has a very good lesson behind it. Okay, I think it's about sharing. Okay, I haven't read the book fully yet. I just read the book a bit only. So we're going to read this together. Okay, this is called Stone Soup. Yes, Stone Soup. Retold by Heather Forrest. Illustrated by Susan Gaber. Okay, let's read about it. So this is a folk tale. You know what's a folk tale? Folk tale means it's a very old story, and normally folk tales, they have a good lesson behind it. You can learn from it, right? Every culture means something like every culture. What's a culture? Culture is like a tradition. You know, it's like a group of people. We have all different kinds of people in the world, right? Okay, we have Malay, we have Chinese, okay, we have Indian, we have European. Okay, so all different groups of people, they have different folk tales. Okay, and all the folk tales, okay, if you read about it, they all have a very good lesson behind it. Okay, so that's why these stories are being told from one generation to another generation to another generation. Okay, you know what's the meaning of generation? Generation means, let's say for example, right now I'm telling you the story, right? One day, okay, you're going to tell your children the same story, and then your children will tell your children the same story. So it goes on for many years, right? Okay, let's read this story. The Stone Soup. There was once a comfortable little village nestled in the mountains. The people who lived there had more than enough to keep themselves content. One day, two travelers came along. Their coats are tattered, their hats are torn, their dusty shoes had holes in their soles. Hungry and tired, one traveler said to the other, "Surely someone here can spare a bit of food." What's the meaning of tattered? Tattered means, see, like my pants here, it's tattered, it's torn. Okay, it's torn because they are traveling, right? So they travel so far away, okay, until the clothes are torn, their shoes become dusty and got holes in them, right? And they are very hungry, so they are hoping that someone in the village can give them some food. They knocked boldly on the door. It creaked open and a woman asked, "What do you want?" "Please," said one of the travelers, "we are hungry. Do you care? Will you share? Do you have any food?" The woman squinted her eyes and tartly replied, "No, She slammed the door shut. Oh, that's not very nice of her, right? The travelers walked a little farther down the road and knocked on another door. A young boy answered. His chocolate brown eyes were sweet. "Good day," he said shyly. "What do you want?" "Please," said one of the travelers, "we are hungry. Do you care? Will you share? Do you have any food?" The boy replied, "There is no food here," and closed the door. Poor thing. Nobody want to give them food. The travelers wandered warily through the village, knocking on every door. But everywhere they heard, "I don't care. I won't share. There is no food." They sat to rest beside a well. One traveler sighed and clutched his empty belly. Clutch means he's holding on to his empty belly. He's so hungry. He said, "If there is really no food in this elegant little village, then the people who live here are in greater need than we are. We should make them our magical soup." You know what's the meaning of elegant? Elegant means very, very nice. Okay, it looks very rich. Okay, the village looks very rich. Okay, but no one wants to share food with them. Poor thing, right? The two travelers climbed up on the edge of the well and shouted, "We are master cooks. If anyone in this town has a big black pot, we will make the most delicious soup anyone ever tasted." Do you think they can cook a very nice soup? But they don't have anything to cook with, right? They don't have the ingredients. You must have ingredients to cook something, is that right? A door slowly opened. A round man emerged carrying a gigantic black pot. "I love to eat," he said. "Here's a pot. Let me see what two master cooks can do with it." "Watch and see," said one traveler with glee. Do you know what's the meaning of glee? Glee means happily. Okay, so he said it happily. Right, in a happy voice. It means excited. They are excited and happy. That's the meaning of glee. The travelers filled the pot with cold water and built a fire. Soon, the flames licked the sides of the pot and billows of steam rose into the air. Billows means the smoke coming out, right? Curious, people began to gather. "What is happening?" the townspeople asked. "We are making an unusual soup," said one of the travelers. "It requires a special magical ingredient. I am certain we will find it in this town." All the eyes in the crowd watched as one of the travelers reached down and picked up an ordinary stone. He tossed it into the pot with a splash. "We're making stone soup," he said. "It will be nutritious, delicious, incredible, and edible. But it would taste better." He paused and sighed. if we only had a carrot. You know what's the meaning of nutritious? Nutritious means very healthy. But they need a carrot. Where would we find a carrot in this town? The other traveler asked. We knocked on every door, and everywhere we heard, I don't care, I won't share, there is no food. Then perhaps we cannot make the delicious soup after all, they both announced with a sad shrug of their shoulders and began to turn away. A child timidly raised her hand and said, "Wait, I might have a small carrot." "Excellent!" shouted the travelers. "Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. We're making stone soup." "This magical soup would taste even better if we had a potato," they added. A deep voice in the back of the crowd called out, "I have a potato!" "Wonderful!" shouted the travelers. "Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. We're making stone soup." "It would taste better still," they said, "if we had just a few more ingredients." "Perhaps," said one villager, "I could bring a green bean." "Well," said another, "if you are going to bring a green bean, I will bring a kernel of corn." "I shall not be outdone," cried another. "I will bring an egg noodle." One by one, voices announced, "I will bring a slice of celery. I will bring a pinch of pepper. I can bring a sprig of parsley. I might have a tiny turnip. Turnip, okay, not turnip." "Well, why are you waiting?" cried the travelers. "Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. We're making stone soup." Everyone in town ran home to bring one thing to put in the pot. Food flew through the air, landed with splashes in the growing soup. Soon, the huge pot was full and simmering. A wonderful smell drifted through the air. You know what's the meaning of simmering? Simmering means, alright, when you are boiling water, right? Okay, then you see small bubbles. Bloop, 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 bloop. That's the meaning of simmering. The smell was so tempting, people brought out bowls, spoons, chairs, and tables. They placed hearty loaves of bread, chunks of cheese, and bowls of fruit on the tablecloths. Everyone came to taste the soup and marveled at the flavor. "It's amazing," said one woman. "These two travelers made such a delicious soup out of stone." "Out of stone," said the travelers with a grin, "and a magical ingredient." What's the magical ingredient? The magical ingredient is sharing. As the travelers left the town, they said, "If anyone ever wants to make this soup again, just remember the recipe. Bring what you've got, put it in the pot. Every bit counts, from the largest to the least. Together, we can celebrate a stone soup feast." Oh, the end. What a nice story, right? Okay, story about sharing. Okay, so yeah, at first nobody wants to share, right? Everybody claim that they do not have any food. Okay, but these two travelers, they are very cunning, they are very smart. Okay, so they pretend to be fabulous cooks, and then they wanted to make a stone soup, and then everybody came together and everybody shared a bit of something, right? So some of them bring carrots, some of them bring turnips, some of them bring potatoes, and then like when you cook all of those things together, it becomes a very delicious soup. So this is something that we have to remember. Okay, it's all about sharing. Okay, when we share, right, we can create something really wonderful. But when we don't share, okay, you only have a potato. What can you do with a potato? Maybe just French fries, right? And then another one just have a small carrot. What can you do with just a small carrot? Nothing much, right? And then one person only have like pepper. What can you do with pepper without anything else? You see, but if we combine together, we share, alright, we can create something wonderful and something delicious, right? Okay, so I hope you learned something from this story. I hope you like this short story. Okay, I will read to you another story tomorrow, okay? Daddy really miss you a lot, Sofia and Sarah. Okay, and I really want to see you back home again. Okay, you're going to start school next year, Sofia, right? You're going to start primary school, so you should be back home. Okay, you should come back home. Go and tell mommy, mommy, I want to come back home. Okay, I have a house, I have a daddy. Okay, I must come home. I now have a cat also. I want to see my cat, Luna. Okay, so you need to tell mommy to bring you back home, okay? Daddy love you a lot times infinity, and daddy miss you so much, and I want you to be back home. Okay, Sofia and Sarah? Good night. I love you.